Want to speak real Polish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at polishpod101.com.
Laptop, 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 laptop. Laptop is basically a laptop, and that's the best idea for a gift for yourself, because it's pretty expensive. So if you are a guy, you would say kupiłem nowy laptop. If you are a girl, you would say kupiłam nowy laptop. And that basically means I bought a new laptop for myself. Książka, book. Książka. Very difficult to pronounce in Polish, I guess. Książka. Książka means a book. And for example, when you get yourself a nice book and you go back to your country, you can brag about it to your friends and say, oh, tę książkę kupiłam w Polsce. I bought this book in Poland. By the way, be careful to say tę książkę, not tą książkę. You may hear tą książkę, and it's actually okay to say it in a spoken form. It's not okay in a written one. Yet a lot of native speakers make this mistake. You can hear it on TV, news broadcasters, politicians, even very smart people, even teachers, Polish teachers, they make this mistake. So I think pretty soon it will be a correct form, even in a written form. For now, you can say tą książkę, but it's not correct. Tę książkę is the correct form. Mapa świata, world map. So the next one is something you can buy for your friend who loves to travel the world, who's like a vagabond and loves to go from country to country. And the best gift for a person like that would be mapa świata. Mapa świata means world map. If you are a person like that and somebody gets you one, you can say dostałam mapę świata. If you're a girl. If you're a guy, you would say dostałem mapę świata, which means I got a world map. Aparat fotograficzny, camera. So now, another very expensive gift that you probably buy more for yourself than for somebody else is aparat fotograficzny. Aparat fotograficzny means camera, and be careful because in Polish, camera, which is kamera, in Polish it means just the video camera. So for camera, like taking pictures camera, it's aparat fotograficzny. So again, if you bought this new camera for yourself, this new aparat fotograficzny, you can say, to jest mój nowy aparat fotograficzny. This is my new camera. Smartphone, smartphone. Okay, so our next word is smartphone. Smartphone, basically, it means smartphone. I guess the accent is a little bit different, more Polish-like. The biggest difference is in the spellings. You can spell it with PH, but you rarely don't. You do spell it with F, smartphone. Okay, so when you see your friend playing with his new maybe smartphone, you can ask, oh, masz nowego smartfona? Do you have a new smartphone? Skończę survival phrases na polishpod101.com słuchając 2 lekcji dziennie. I will finish survival phrases series on polishpod101.com by listening to 2 lessons a day. Skończę survival phrases na polishpod101.com słuchając 2 lekcji dziennie. Which means I will finish survival phrases series on polishpod101.com by listening to 2 lessons a day. To set yourself a realistic goal, and then when you can actually measure what you did, and every day you listen just to 2 lessons, it's roughly maybe 20, 25, 30 minutes. If you want to review, it can be up to 1 hour, but it's very easy to do. So I would say, like, set yourself realistic goals and give yourself feedback and challenge yourself and try to do little by little, baby steps every day. And this is something that will lead you to success in language learning. Skończę książkę po polsku czytając 10 stron dziennie. I will finish reading 1 Polish book by reading 10 pages a day. Skończę książkę po polsku czytając 10 stron dziennie. We will finish which means I will finish reading one Polish book by reading 10 pages a day. 10 pages a day doesn't seem like a big challenge, right? Yet, it's really possible to finish even the longest book by just doing that, just 10 pages a day. When you are choosing a book, remember about one very important thing. Don't choose book that is too difficult for you. So choose book where you can read it without actually looking up words in the dictionary. What I mean is that if you spend more time looking for words in dictionary than reading the book, the whole fun is not there. That's one thing. This is not helping you to learn. So that's one very important rule. Choose book that is at your level and then just try to read 10 pages a day. And maybe one day you will say, 15 or 20 because it's so interesting. So just remember, choose interesting book, not too high level, and read at least 10 pages a day. And that's something everybody can do. Good luck! Zdam test z polskiego. I will pass my Polish test. Zdam test z polskiego, which means I will pass my Polish test. So maybe you are on vacation in Poland and you are taking some kind of Polish language course, and there's a lot of courses offered all around the Poland, a very nice way to spend your vacation as well. And then, of course it's nice to take different kind of courses, but then, you've got some kind of Polish certificate or Polish test, and that's a good goal to set for yourself. And once you do it, once you pass it, it's like, this kind of feeling of achievement that makes you happier about yourself and makes you, you wanna do more, you wanna try more. Yeah, it's a good goal for your language learning, and you can study with polishpod101.com materials and prepare yourself for a Polish, for example, certificate course. So good luck! Zrozumiem w pełni jeden polski film, oglądając go codziennie. I will fully understand one Polish movie by watching it every day. Zrozumiem w pełni jeden polski film, oglądając go codziennie. Which means I will fully understand one Polish movie by watching it every day. And don't be, too hard on yourself, even if you don't understand it fully. It's okay. Once you get the general plot, that's perfect. That's a very good practice. You don't have to understand every single grammar point in every single sentence. That's not the point. Watch, enjoy, and good movies for that. I would recommend you Killer, which basically the Polish title is Killer, which is a very funny comedy and very relaxing, and I guess the language is not so difficult, so that's one of the movies I would recommend you. Totally, watch Killer. Przedstawię się po polsku moim polskim przyjaciołom w ciągu 3 minut. I will give a 3-minute introductory speech in Polish to my Polish friends. Przedstawię się po polsku moim polskim przyjaciołom w ciągu 3 minut. This basically means I will give a 3-minute introductory speech in Polish to my Polish friends. What's so good about this goal is that you actually tell yourself, 2 sentences is not enough. You have to go further. You have to say something more like my name is. It's not enough anymore. So 3 minutes, it's setting a realistic goal. You can measure it with actually a clock. And this is something you can achieve within the first few months of the year. And then from that, you can go up. Good luck with that one. Plecak. Backpack. Plecak, which basically means backpack. I guess it comes from Polish word plecy, which is a back. So plecak, it's something you put on your back, backpack. So you can say zapakuj to do plecaka, pack this in the backpack. Kolega z klasy, classmate. Kolega z klasy, classmate. So introducing your classmate, if he is a guy, you can say to jest mój kolega z klasy. This is my classmate. If it's a girl, to jest moja koleżanka z klasy. This is my classmate who is a girl. We say, this kolega, koleżanka. We use it like a friend, but not a very close friend. Praca domowa. Homework. Praca domowa, which basically is homework. Praca means work and domowa is like homes. So praca domowa is basically homework. It's not one word, it's 2 separate words. You can ask your kid, odrobiłeś już pracę domową? Have you done your homework yet? Egzamin. Exam. Egzamin, which basically means exam, and it probably comes from English, but the spelling is very different, so pay attention to spelling. And when you have very important exam next day, you can say, jutro mam ważny egzamin. Tomorrow I have a very important exam. Jutro mam ważny egzamin. Especially up to high school, we say sprawdzian, which comes from sprawdzać, which means to check, so sprawdzian means to checking the knowledge. And I guess once you're at the university, you will call it colloquium, which is the sprawdzian, but at the university level. For whatever the reason, we've got another name for that. Letnie wakacje, summer break. Letnie wakacje, summer break. Co będziesz robił w wakacje letnie? What will you be doing during the summer break? Co będziesz robił w wakacje letnie? You know, summer break actually in Polish schools, it's pretty long. So up to high school, we got like 2 months of summer break, basically July and August. And because the school ends at the end of June, but there's still usually 1 week left, so it's like 2 months and 1 week, small week. Wyjdziesz za mnie? Will you marry me? And I guess, well, it's the simplest one, the shortest one, and the most effective one as well. You may already know the word wyjść, which means to go out. So it's kind of like using the word to go out, but then putting this weird preposition, which usually doesn't come with the word to go out, which is za, and then myself, mnie, wyjdziesz za mnie, which basically means will you marry me? But if you ever forget how to say it, just think, oh no, go out, go out, go out, okay, wyjść, wyjdziesz, okay, wyjdziesz za mnie. And the funny part is that, the very, very useful part is that you can use the same phrase for both guys and girls, and both guys and girls can use it. So it's very, very convenient. Czy zrobisz mi ten zaszczyt i zostaniesz moją żoną? Will you do me the honor of becoming my wife? And obviously, because it's my wife, well, you can say it only to a girl. And yeah, czy zrobisz mi ten zaszczyt sounds very traditional, like will you do me an honor or will you do me the honor? It's like in English, it sounds very pathetic, very traditional, very, very old-fashioned, I guess. So yeah, for me, I don't think I would like my boyfriend to say that. It'd be a little bit weird, but I guess it really depends on the person, and you probably know your lady best, so you can decide for the longer one, for this one, even though she will like it. Czy sprawisz, że zostanę najszczęśliwszym mężczyzną na ziemi? Will you make me the happiest man alive? Yeah, I don't know, like, maybe I'm not so old-fashioned. It's not something I would like to hear. But I've been never dreaming of this white dress and marriage and stuff like that, while my friends were, and they already married, and they already have kids, and they already have their own households, and I'm not married, and I don't have any kids, and I don't have my own house, and I'm not even looking for that, to be honest. So I guess if you're more like old-fashioned, traditional household style, then you will go for the longer one. If you're like me, you will just go for the shortened one, and then maybe think of very nice way to say it, very nice praise to say it, and so on. So our next phrase is czekałem na ciebie całe życie. I've been waiting for you my whole life. Czekałem na ciebie całe życie. And since czekałem is in masculine form, then yeah, a guy can use it to a girl or a guy, if you prefer. But that's masculine form. If you are a girl and you really want to use this one, you will say czekałam. Czekałam na ciebie całe życie. I've been waiting for you my whole life. Czekałem, czekałam. Yeah, so small, tiny little difference. And yet again, not something I would like to hear, maybe. I don't know, maybe I'm not romantic enough for this stuff. Or maybe I would like to actually hear that. Not sure. Undecided. Okay, let's go to the next one. Chcę być z tobą na zawsze. I want to be with you forever. Gosh, yeah. That's another one that for me it sounds a little bit cheesy, but then again, when I see like when I hear like I want to be with you forever, this sounds pretty cool actually, but then the Polish translation, which is okay, which is something people will use, chcę być z tobą na zawsze, chcę być z tobą na zawsze, I don't know, it doesn't sound so cool as in English. I have no idea why. It's just it. But yeah, it really depends on the person, right? Jadę do. I would like to go to. The first and the most important one is jadę do. Jadę do Krakowa, jadę do Torunia, jadę do Poznania, jadę do Wrocławia. So, jadę do means I would like to go to. Luckily for you, this phrase is very short, first of all, and it's the same for male and female, so you don't have to change. Well, if you want to use the plural form, would be jedziemy do. Jedziemy do. So the preposition stays the same, do, and we just change the verb from jadę to jedziemy. And you can say, for example, jedziemy do Gdańska, jedziemy do Krakowa, jedziemy do Torunia, jedziemy do Poznania. So you may have noticed already that the name of the city changes. Like Toruń becomes Torunia, Gdańsk becomes Gdańska, Wrocław becomes Wrocławia, Kraków becomes Krakowa, Łódź becomes Łodzi, and this is because the case changes. So we change the case to genitive case. That's the second one, second case. So when you use preposition do, as in jadę do, you change it to the second case. So the name of the city will change. Jadę do Warszawy. We don't say jadę do Warszawa. That's a mistake. Jadę do Warszawy. And actually I said it means I would like to go to, but like very literally it means I'm going to, I'm heading to. Czy z tego peronu odjeżdża pociąg do? Is this the right platform for? Wow, and our next one is something you would definitely need in Poland, because this changes a lot. It's a very long one, so be prepared. Czy z tego peronu odjeżdża pociąg do? Is this the right platform for? So let's just look at this phrase a little bit closer. So first we have the particle czy, that's asking. Z tego peronu, from this platform, odjeżdża, leaves. And then pociąg do, train to. Czy z tego peronu odjeżdża pociąg do? That's the whole phrase. And you can say, czy z tego peronu odjeżdża pociąg do Warszawy? Is this the right platform for Warsaw? Czy z tego peronu odjeżdża pociąg do Torunia? Is this the right platform for Toruń? And as you probably notice, there is the same preposition do as in the previous one, jadę do. Hence, we change the name of the city. So again, Toruń becomes Torunia, Warszawa becomes Warszawy, and Kraków becomes Krakowa, and so on and so on. So remember to change the name of the city. And it is very important for you to remember to memorize this phrase, because in Poland, sadly, especially as far as I remember, in Warsaw, in the central station, platforms change very often, like last minute, 5 minutes to a train, and they say, oh, the platform was changed from number 5 to number 1, and you run. And it really happens very often, and it's very hectic, and it's like, yeah, so not to panic, that's the first rule, and then run, that's the second rule, and ask, that's the third rule. So don't, even if you go to the platform, the right platform, don't just rest reassured that it's okay and I'm just waiting and just relax. It's okay to relax, but always check if this is the right platform again and again, because it really changes a lot. O której jest ostatni pociąg? What time is the last train? Our next phrase is o której jest ostatnie metro, which is actually a sentence, and it means what time is the last metro? O której jest ostatnie metro? So, if you're in Warsaw, it's very common to travel with metro, even though we have only actually 2 lines, but it's going through the whole Warsaw. It is really convenient. And one thing to remember about Warsaw, well, buses are basically 24/7. Only that, at night you have to pay like small additional charge for the ticket. And the other thing about buses is that, well, it's very convenient because all the buses are going to the city center at night, and all the buses are going out from the city center. So basically, if you're really drunk and you were at a party and you want to get home, just take any bus, and sooner or later you end up in the city center, and then you can take the correct bus or the right bus that's going to your house. Nevertheless, it takes time, and metro is more convenient. During the weekdays, it's still running pretty late and then starting pretty fast. But during the weekends, it's running 24/7, so it's really convenient. Just find the bus stop and get to the bus and go to the city center, get to the correct bus. And that's it. And you can go back home anytime you want, without paying for taxi. Gdzie mam się przesiąść w pociąg do? Where do I change for? Okay, the next very important phrase is gdzie mam się przesiąść w pociąg do? Gdzie mam się przesiąść w pociąg do? Where do I change for? Actually, where do I change for a train to? That would be maybe more correct translation. For example, you can say gdzie mam się przesiąść w pociąg do Wrocławia? Where do I change for the train to Wrocław? Gdzie mam się przesiąść w pociąg do Krakowa? Where do I change to a train to Kraków, or for a train to Kraków? And as you may already remember, and if not, then please try to memorize that. After the preposition do, we use the second case, the genitive case. So we change the name of the city again, Kraków, Krakowa, Warszawa, Warszawy, Wrocław, Wrocławia, and so on and so on. Opole, my hometown, to Opola. Gdzie jest stacja kolejowa? Where is the train station? Even if you know all those phrases, you will never ever get to the right place if you don't know this one. Gdzie jest stacja kolejowa? Gdzie jest stacja kolejowa? Where is the train station? So you may already know that gdzie means where, and stacja kolejowa is just train station. Usually the main train station will be somewhere around the city center, but for bigger cities they will have few train stations like around the city, even though within the city you don't really travel by train. You travel by trams, you travel by buses. Well, in Warsaw there is metro as well, but you don't really travel by train within the city. But you will still even like maybe medium or big cities, you will have few train stations located around the city, with the main train station usually in the city center, or I think 99.9% of examples it will be so. Sweater, sweater, sweater. Sweater basically means sweater. What you can hear often from your mom, if your mom is Polish, it would be załóż sweter, which means put on the sweater. So basically Polish moms are very much concerned about your health, and whenever it's getting colder and it's at autumn and they would like, oh, put on the sweater, załóż sweter. Deszczowy, rainy. Deszczowy, rainy. So deszcz means rain in Polish, and deszczowy, it's an adjective. For example, we can say dzisiaj jest bardzo deszczowy dzień. Today is a very rainy day. When autumn comes in Poland, we got a lot of rainy days. It's not as bad as rainy seasons in some other countries, but be sure to get your umbrella ready. Wietrzny, windy. Wietrzny. Wietrzny means windy. We got a lot of windy days in październik and in listopad, which is basically October and November. So for example, you can say listopad jest raczej wietrzny, which means November is rather windy. Chłodny, cool, cold. Chłodny. Chłodny means cool or cold, and it's an adjective. It can be used to speak about weather. So for example, you can say październik w Polsce jest chłodny. October in Poland is cold. You can also use it about person's character. So for example, you can say that this person is chłodny, chłodna, depending on the gender, and this means that this person is just distance. Jesień, autumn. And the next one is jesień. Jesień means autumn. So you can say lubię jesień w Polsce. I like autumn in Poland. Which I actually do because it's very beautiful. We do have all those leaves with like beautiful colors, orange and gold. And there is a lot of things to do, and you can go for a very nice walk around listopad or grudzień, which is November and December. It's getting quite cold, quite chłodno, and it's better to put on a jacket. Still, it's very nice for a walk.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.